Vague threat over 40 pence. This story occurred last night. So I had been put onto the late shift, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., to cover for a shift manager being away to celebrate his birthday. The shift was going really well up until this one incident around 8:30. This man and his kid come up to the till to buy some general bits. As I finish scanning everything, he says, "Mate, that price isn't right, I want to see a receipt." I then inform him that to see a receipt he first needs to pay for the goods. This is around the time I first started to sense something was up. He then reluctantly paid for his items and grabbed the receipt off of me. He intensely stared at it before saying, "Mate, that sausage roll ain't £1 and 40 pence, the label says a £1, I ain't paying an extra 40p for that." He then says, "I had to check the receipt as this happens all the time here." Which it does, since we can't always update a label as soon as the price changes. He then delivers the line that genuinely struck a bit of fear into me, "Mate, I've been arrested before over an incident like this." My brain starts thinking, what on earth do you mean by that? So to avoid a potential incident with him, I went over to check the label myself, which indeed did say it was £1, so I gave a refund and put it through at the new price. He then went on his merry way, leaving me confused and, to be honest, a little bit worried. Speaking to my shift manager afterwards, he said he saw them down the aisle he was tidying up and got weird vibes about them, but weirdly, more about the kid than the dad. Crazy lady breaks in manager's meeting. I've worked in a sporting goods store for a little over 2 years now. Well, today this woman stops me and gets my attention. I ask her what she needs help with. She explains that she needs 2 bikes and we only have one built and she needs another. So she asks when another can be built. I said it won't be until tomorrow morning because that's when our builders come. My coworker comes up from behind me and verifies this. She shows us the bike and says, "It's just a kid's bike. You can build that now really quick, right?" I explain that it's not up to us. For liability reasons we can't build anything and have to leave it up to our builders. She explains that she needs it today because her husband ran over her grandkids' bikes and they're coming over later today, so she needs to replace them. I explain again, there is no way that I can build them. Simple or not, if something goes wrong, we can be held liable and I can get in trouble or even fired no matter how good a job I do simply for putting us at risk. She, of course, asks to speak to a manager. I tell her they're all in a meeting, which they are. So she asks where they're at and starts going down the hall to the offices. Me and my coworker just stare at each other in silence. She keeps asking, so eventually my coworker says, "They're in that room there," and points to it. She knocks on the door. The managers turn to look confused as this woman throws the door open. She explains the situation to literally every lead and manager in the store and, of course, they say the exact same thing that I had just said. This woman begins screaming, "I'm boycotting this store. Me and my family will never shop here again." She says she's going to post about us on Facebook and stuff. She begins running through the store, screaming at customers not to shop here and how terrible we are and how we mistreat our customers. She continues screaming all the way out of the doors and onto the parking lot. Customer gets angry when I uphold company policy. When I worked for a thrift store, there were discounts offered to military, seniors, students, etc. For any discounts, proof must be offered via valid ID. This has pissed off tons of customers who qualified but did not have valid ID. Exceptions have been made in certain situations. Karen and her daughter were shopping at the thrift store and comes to my till. I do my usual spiel of asking if she had any qualifying discounts while I ring up her stuff. Karen says, "Student," and I ask for ID. She motions for her daughter to come to the register, who happens to be wearing a school uniform with a school logo on it. Now, with this, I cannot give her the discount. It has to be a physical ID. I tell the customer and she is immediately irate, saying that her daughter's school uniform should be enough. It isn't. She blabs to someone over the phone while I continue to ring her stuff, totaling over $80. She then ends the call and asks if I got her discount, and I politely told her that I didn't and that I needed a physical school ID. Karen then proceeds to tell me that other stores do it too and that I'm the only one in the store who doesn't give her the discount without an ID, blah blah blah. This one hurt me personally and I don't know if she said this to make it personal or what. This customer is nothing but rude to me for the entire transaction. After the transaction was finished, she left and I told my supervisor everything she said, and the supervisor lets me know that the reason why I'm the only one that does that is because I'm doing my job. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Have a good one.